BXB. It's in the game.
Amidst the bustle of E3 2018, I received yet another Zombie Defense HD to review, and due to that exhausting, grueling time of year, I kinda let it fall by the wayside. But I'm rectifying that now with me bringing some coverage of this game. Now, yet another Zombie Defense has been in and around games since 2010. It's hard to believe that this game has been around since 2010. Originally a indie game on the 360, we now have it released in HD onto the current generation of hardware. And besides a title that I absolutely despise, that maybe was funny 8 years ago, I have a real problem with a game that almost excuses its lack of finesse by pretending to be yet another entrant into a overcrowded genre, and then yet, is another entrant into that genre. However, while yet another Zombie Defense HD, which is a real mouthful to say each time, so I might just call it yet another, doesn't look amazing. It has very simplistic looking character models and textures and everything. It's sharp enough, and it plays well enough. It is a bit weird, some of the layout on the controls, especially in the build menu stuff. It takes a little bit of getting used to. And the game is exactly what you're looking at right now. Basically, the core of the game is you fight zombies, and then when you're not fighting the zombies between the waves, you're building up the defenses of your base. And you can do this in single player, you can do this in up to 4 players, there's an adversarial mode, there's an endless mode, which I've got some footage of at the end of this review. There isn't a huge amount to this game. It is yet another iteration of that sort of genre, fighting zombies, a little bit of tower defense elements to it as well. You can put down turrets and things like that, and it's all about just surviving as far as you can buying better guns from the currency you get from defeating the zombies in the waves, and just seeing how long you can survive. And that's fine. It's quite fun. There has definitely fun to be had here. It's made by a small team. It was obviously an early game that has been very successful for this team, to the point where they've been able to keep going for all of these years and developing new games and stuff. And I don't mind that. I don't mind the fact that it is rough around the edges. I actually sometimes really respect that when I find indie games. However, it's not the most thrilling. There's probably more fun to be had in many other couch and other forms of co-op basis games. I found the building particularly clunky. The twin stick shooting element of the combat is fine, and at this point I've probably spent more time talking about yet another Zombie Defense HD than really it has any reason to be spoken about. It's absolutely fine. There's a lot to be said for its price point, which is about 2 pints if you're down the pub recently. I think it's £4 on Xbox. So if you want to play, if you're talking about value proposition, this game is actually pretty good. It's incredibly reasonably priced, and for what you're paying there, you're getting a fair amount of content. And endless modes and tower defense modes, and there's co-op stuff, and there's adversarial stuff, and there's leaderboards. So really, for that price, it's not that bad. It's not that, good. And I think it's fair to say this falls somewhere in the middle of the spectrum for scoring. So I'm going to give it 3 out of 5 stars.
BXB. It's in the game.